Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Tennis Manager. This is episode 40. We're in another forced juniors tournament, though at least at 18 now. We're nearly past that point where we're being forced in. Without competing at all, we've dropped to 6th in the rankings, but we're, of course, going to be the favorite for this one. So let's push forward a few rounds and get kind of straight towards the meat of this tournament. In just the third round, we faced adversity for the first time. It's 4-6, 6-2, 6-4. Still won, but lost the opening set. And made a bit of a meal of this match. 55-62 on the winners, so we were actually -7. Even unforced errors were not good, though we were +5 in comparison. We certainly did better in service, but yeah, weak performance. Now, Stuzek is ranked fairly high in the juniors, but that was a pretty poor run for us. The 1 seed, Tudor, out in the round of 16, so that's already going to ease up. Our semifinal looks much easier than our quarterfinal match, and on the other side, Kruger among the favorites. Junior tournament, don't really care if we lose. In fact, I'd almost be pleased if we lose and drop in the rankings finally enough to stop getting these forced tournaments on us. But it is considered easy against the number 3 junior, who is just 16, by the way. But we do take care of business with Sekirkova at 7-5, 6-2. Semifinals 6-15 and 9-2, as Kruger did get through. And that's our known quantity. Metatello, it's the first I've seen of her, and she is all the way up at number 2 in the junior rankings. 6-0, 6-1 in the semis, so we are through to the final. This one was dominant like the first couple of rounds were. These last couple of rounds were much closer, and maybe that's that push Uni needs to continue on. 18-year-old Metatello looks like this. It is considered an easy match for us. She's played 11 matches this year, has a very good win-loss record, but didn't put up much of a fight when it came to the head-to-head. 6-1, 6-1, 59 out of 85 points played. I mean, that's as comfortable of a final slam. Junior slam, yes, but I mean, come on. That was probably the most comfortable round we had. New signing, Nkunye, has struggled. It looks like she actually was struggling in the last period as well. And, this was a player who was, 52nd when we signed her up. Now she's down to 63rd, and she's got that crazy high objective. Top 50 was already going to be a stretch, as she's not growing rapidly, as she was playing a bit higher than where she belongs. So we're probably going to have to put her in some lower tournaments where she can go and crush that competition to pick up some points, because she's definitely not scoring well in higher tournaments. Hetherington, also a bit of a struggle through this period. And Lackey. And Jovic. Grant going up in the junior rankings, but that doesn't mean much. In the World Tour rankings, small gains. Uni now 6th, even though we won our only tournament in the juniors, and remains 10th in the World Tour. Hamburg Open 250, and Uni is the 2 seed here. Should have an easy path, at least to the quarterfinals, where we would likely face Montgomery, and that one definitely could be a challenge from that point forward. Let's see how far we can get in this tournament. Second round against Linda Fruvertova, was a bit of a tougher match. I mean, she is top 35, and we did end up losing the opening set in the tiebreak and then winning the next 2, but all 3 sets were awfully close. Total winners almost identical. Unforced errors was our advantage. That appears to be kind of the difference maker in this match, as we were 9 to the good. Top end of the bracket, Swiatek is out and Benchik is into the semis. Ostapenko is into the semis, and that's 15th ranked player. That's just about the toughest one we would potentially play the rest of the way, but it's not going to be an easy path any round from here on out. I mean, it's all top 20 players, likely anyway, and they'll offer a pretty hefty challenge if we are going to get through. But Montgomery, quarterfinals, it's only a 250. we'll wait for the final if we happen to make it on this one to play that out. So let it be what it's going to be. Montgomery actually has climbed a couple spots up to 15th now. We've only played once. It was a win, but not this time. Montgomery has knocked us off 1-6, 3-6 out of the tournament. First serve return points, Montgomery absolutely dominating. And second serve, she got us in the in return. Her return stats are incredible. Huge advantage in winners. Unforced errors were fairly low for both. She has the ability to hit those winners. If we thought a 250 was tough, a 900 is obviously much tougher. We've got a still 10th ranking. It's a 9 seed here. We've got Ann Lee in the second round, which is not the easiest matchup. Potential matchup with Brady, at least a top 20 matchup in the round of 16, is looking like a difficult path. There's also something that I'm in the works on, just about close. We'll get to it in this episode to kind of show a better comparison of where everybody's at this stage. Ann Lee has beat us 3-6, 4-6. So we are back into a phase of struggling, it looks like, after we had done so poorly for so long, and then we build back up and we're back into winning ways, and then we do so well in a Grand Slam, getting, right there, that close, and all of a sudden we're losing matches we should win again. But hey, I suppose that is part of the sport. You're not going to win them all. Ann Lee has beat us quite comfortably, plus 19 for her in winners. Not sure how we managed to get up to 9th in the rankings, but that's where we're at now. But again, the 9 seed, and it's another potential Jennifer Brady matchup in the round of 16. This time we would need to get past that round of 32 for that to happen. A little easier this time with a qualifier opponent, but it doesn't seem to matter right now. Uni is in a bad way, and it's the winners. I mean, she is giving up so many winners to other players. I don't think there's been an update since we played last. Recording wise, it's been a little over a week for me. I don't remember seeing any updates along the way, but we are suddenly losing matches we should be winning. It's a 250 tournament, and yet Uni only comes into this as an 8 seed. The only change in the rankings is we bumped up ahead of Raducanu, who we would face in the round of 16 on this one. So, yeah, wish me luck. We got to get past his first match, which is supposed to be easy. We do. But facing off with Raducanu in the second round is going to be a very different matter. We are close enough to be a balanced match. However, I can tell you that she is very much well ahead of where Uni is at. And in our first ever head-to-head meeting, Raducanu wins by a wide margin, minus 23 on winners. Only 3 unforced errors, though, for the entire match. That's good. So following up why it is that I knew that Raducanu was a bit strong for us is we've gone in now and rated all of the top juniors and rated through scouting all of the top players in the world, the women's tour anyway. So Korygov, Raducanu, Fruvertova, Sabalenka, Osaka, Swiatek, and Andreescu come in as the best players. They are the best 7 players in the world. They are all ranked in the top 10. They are all 5-star in terms of quality. They're the toughest. Now, we come in at 4.5, and that is actually a fairly small group as well, with another 7 plus Uni. So 8. So there's your top 15 in the world. So you can see why we've climbed as high as we have, kind of naturally. But now things are starting to make a little more sense on how we've managed to get as high as we have. How Iala has, gotten herself into 8th while only being a 4.5 star. Alcacenzeva, even though she's not quite that high, she's only about 21st. The young 21-year-old is 4.5 stars. You can see that there's actually not that many 4-star players. That it only brings in another 6, and that brings you to about 21st. And then I'm sure there's more than this in terms of 3.5 stars. We're definitely not done in the rankings. There's probably a few more 4-star players out there as well. But that picture at the top becomes so much clearer now that we know that there's only 15 that are in our range. But climbing higher than we're at right now is definitely going to take that push to that next level. And here, that next level becomes quite clear. Mentally, I think we're at 5-star level now. Physically, we're still at 4.5, but we're close to 5-star. And then technically, we're still probably only a 4-star talent, especially when you throw in those skill shots. So that's one area we need a lot of work on. I just brought the drop shot, which was our lowest a moment ago, from an 8 up to a 9. Hot shots is still there, so I mean we have 2 attributes that aren't even 10 yet. Our killer instinct that we can't control is not a 10 yet. So there's some areas for improvement that we really, really need to bring along. Our serve, for example, is still very much a 4.5 star kind of serve. Very accurate. Lacking a little bit in power. The forehand accuracy just climbed to a 17. So that's our second attribute, along with that serve accuracy, that are 17 plus in the technical area. But that's what needs to happen to climb a little bit higher. I don't think we're going to win. We're not going to beat all of those 5-star players until we ourselves become one. So that's the key going forward. We do have 3 million, so I think we could just about get some big name signed to come in and help us out. Super short episode. I'm really sorry about that, especially when we're now spread a week apart. But it's been a very, very busy few days for me, and is going to continue to be for at least a handful more of days. So I'm just really squeezing things in. I almost skipped the episode entirely to make up for it, but I needed to get something in, especially with the week apart. So I've managed to do so, but I've got to move on. Sorry about that. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.